Most successful entrepreneurs think their problem is strategy, and actually it's not. It's mindset. And until you fix these 3 blocks, nothing else will work. You're successful. You've built a coaching or consulting business. You're making money. You've proven you can do this. But you're stuck. Maybe you're stuck at a certain revenue level. Maybe you're stuck working too many hours. Maybe you're stuck feeling like you're grinding but not actually growing. And here's the frustrating part. You know what to do. You have the strategy. You've read all the books. You've taken the courses. You maybe even hired consultants or freelancers. So why aren't you doing it? After working with over 220 coaches and consultants over the last 11 years, I can tell you exactly why. And it's not your strategy. It's your mindset. And today, I'm going to break down the 3 most common mindset blocks that keep successful entrepreneurs stuck and how to break them. So let's start with the first one, scarcity thinking. Even though you're successful, even though you're making money, you're still operating from scarcity. So what does this look like? Perhaps you say yes to every client because you're afraid if you say no, money will dry up. You undercharge because you don't believe people will pay what you're worth. You over-deliver because you're terrified clients will leave if you don't. You built a successful business, but you're still acting like you're broke. When I first started my business as an agency, doing marketing for a lot of maybe some big names as well, I wasn't charging what I was worth. And I had this fear for a long time, to the point where I had this one client who I worked with for quite a long time. And I was very proud of the fact that I was working with him for a long time. He was somebody who I worked with for like 2 years or something. And I realized that I had to have a discussion with him to talk about pricing. Even though I realized it, I didn't act on that decision. I didn't act on that thought because I was afraid I was going to lose him as a client. So here's the problem. Scarcity thinking keeps you in a cycle of overwork and under-earning. You're so afraid of losing what you have that you never actually build leverage. Even though you're successful, you're still operating from scarcity. You say yes to every client, undercharge, over-deliver. You've built a successful business, but you're still acting like you're broke. You can't scale from scarcity, only from abundance. So how do you break through it? You have to consciously retrain your nervous system to operate from abundance instead of scarcity. That means saying no to bad clients, even when it's scary. Raising your prices even when you're afraid no one will pay. And that's exactly what happened with that client. Is I gave him a new number, I negotiated, and he cut me from the team. Building financial runway so you have breathing room. It means trusting that there's more where that came from. That you don't have to cling to every opportunity out of fear. And inside Growth Bros, one of the first things that Caleb and myself work on is building your financial foundation so that you can operate from abundance instead of panic. The second block is around perfectionism. You know you should be creating content. You know you should be launching new offers. You know you should be building visibility, but you're just not doing it because it's not perfect yet, right? The video needs better lighting. You need a new microphone. You need a better camera. The offer needs more refining. The website needs another round of edits, or you need a new person to make your website. So you wait and you wait and nothing ships. Here's what perfectionism actually is. It's fear disguised as standards. You're not waiting for it to be perfect. You're waiting for it to be safe. You're waiting for a guarantee that it'll work, that people like it, that you won't be judged. But that guarantee actually doesn't exist. Done is better than perfect. The coaches who scale aren't the ones with perfect offers. They're the ones who ship, learn, and iterate. They put out version 1.0, get feedback, and improve. They don't wait for perfect. They move fast and adjust. So how to break through it? You have to give yourself permission to be messy, to ship before you're ready, to put out work that's good enough, not perfect. Set yourself a deadline, hit publish, and get feedback, and then improve on it. The only way to get better is to start. And starting means accepting that your first version won't be your best version. It never is. This is why in Growth Pros, we focus on consistency over perfection. Momentum matters more than polish. The third block is what I call identity lag. You've achieved a new level of success, but your identity hasn't caught up yet. You're making 6 figures, but you still see yourself as someone who's figuring it out. You're leading clients, but you still see yourself as a freelancer. You're charging premium prices, but you still feel like you're not qualified to be at this level. Your external reality has changed, but your internal identity hasn't. Here's the problem. When your identity lags behind your reality, you unconsciously self-sabotage. You undercharge because you don't see yourself as someone who's worth premium prices. You avoid visibility because you don't see yourself as a leader. And you over-deliver because you don't trust that your work is valuable enough on its own. This is why people plateau. It's not that they don't know how to scale, it's that they don't see themselves as someone who operates at that level. So how to break through it? Well, you have to actively update your identity. Stop introducing yourself as a freelancer. You're a business owner. So stop saying, I'm just trying this out. You've been doing this for years. You're actually an expert. So start showing up as the person you're becoming, not the person you were. This is identity work, and it's the hardest work you do as an entrepreneur, but it's also the most important. And inside Growth Pros, we spend a lot of time on this, helping you shift from I'm trying to make it to I've already made it. Now I'm scaling. This is where Caleb's work on leadership mindset becomes critical. So let's recap. The 3 mindset blocks keeping successful coaches and consultants stuck are 1. Scarcity thinking, operating from freer instead of abundance. Perfectionism, waiting for safe instead of shipping and learning. And 3. Identity lag. Your internal self-image hasn't caught up to your external success. And here's the thing, you can have the best strategy in the world, but if these mindset blocks are running in the background, they'll sabotage everything. This is where strategy alone doesn't work. You need mindset work. You need support. You need people around you who can call out your blind spots and help you break through. Basically, see your bullshit and call you out on it. This is exactly what we do inside Growth Pros. We combine strategy with mindset. I bring the marketing and systems and strategy. Caleb handles leadership and mindset. So if you're stuck, if you know what to do, but you're not doing it, chances are it's one of these 3 mindset blocks. And the good news is you can fix them. Inside Growth Pros, we work on exactly this. We help you break through scarcity, perfectionism, and identity lag so you can finally scale without sabotaging yourself. And if you're ready to do this work, there's a link in the description so you can apply for a strategy call and let's figure out what's keeping you stuck and how you can break through it. But whether you join or not, take this with you. The mindset isn't fixed. You can change it, and when you do, everything else becomes easier. I'll see you in the next one.